Hello, everybody. My first question for you today is, have you heard of Pokemon? Now, I know most of you are probably thinking, well, that's a silly question. Who hasn't heard of Pokemon? And that's exactly my point. Uh, Whether you've heard about it through yourself or your friends or your family, Pokemon is a worldwide phenomenon and it is everywhere. I'm sure most of you could even name who this is here. This is my Pokemon plushie of the Pokemon Pikachu. Now, I got my first Pokemon video game in the second grade, and since then, I've just been following the series, the TV show, the movies ever since. Um, as the Pokemon Company grew larger and more popular over time, a great way for the fans to show off their dedication and just have a physical way of representing their interests and hobbies was through these Pokemon plushies. Now, I'm going to tell you about the Pokemon culture and also why I like being a part of the Pokemon plushie community. So, Pokemon was created in the 90s. It first started with video games, but it slowly evolved into this giant beast. It has the trading card game, it has the TV shows, it has the movies, it has action figures, it has Pokemon Go on the iPhone. I mean, it just has a crazy amount of forms of entertainment. And probably part of the reason why it has become so huge and because people like being a part of the community is because the franchise gives them this kind of childlike wonder and curiosity, and it makes them feel like a kid again. Now, Pokemon plushies are a great representation of the Pokemon culture as a whole because they follow the same goal as every other form of Pokemon entertainment. You gotta catch them all. You gotta get your favorite ones, you gotta showcase them, and you gotta show off. It shows your dedication for the culture and for the community. It is a physical way of showing off, and it's just fun to have your friends and family come in your room and be like, oh shoot, there's Pikachu. Love that guy. Now, I've told you about the Pokemon culture, and I've also told you about the Pokemon plushie culture. But now I'm going to kind of tell you why I enjoy being a part of the community and why I enjoy collecting these Pokemon plushies. So, I've been playing Pokemon since I was a kid. I've played pretty much every main series game. I played a lot of the spin-offs, watched a lot of the TV shows. I've watched a lot of the movies. I remember one of the first movies I ever actually saw as a kid was a Pokemon movie in the big screen with my brothers. And it was just a super fun day. I remember being really happy that day and, getting to hang out with my big brothers and have a similar interest to them. It was really cool. And when I remember when I was a kid, I had a lot more free time. And I remember even playing the video games and training my Pokemon as if I was going to go compete in a tournament. And obviously, I never got to do that. But now that I'm back in the Pokemon culture as an adult, maybe I'll try doing that within the next couple months here. And that's part of the reason why I enjoy these Pokemon plushies so much is because they bring me back to that day I went to the movie theaters with my older brothers. They just make me feel happy. They make me feel nostalgic. They remind me of when I was a kid and I didn't have as much responsibilities as I do now. I remember all I had to do was be curious and have fun with life and figure out what my interests and hobbies were. And I just like that. And every time I see them, I'm reminded of that. And I know it's a bit nerdy, but that's another reason why I like it. It's a way for me to show off my nerdy side. I was never really proud of my nerdy interests and hobbies as a teenager. And now that I'm adult, like I've kind of refound it and enjoy expressing how much of a nerd I am. I mean, it rekindles this inner child within me and makes me feel, it makes me look forward to the rest of my life in a weird way. So the main thing I want you to get from my speech today is that the joy one gets from owning objects that represent their interests, whether it was for now or from when they were a kid, it's just an awesome way. It's an awesome way to express yourself. Pokemon started as a small project, but it evolved into this franchise that allows someone to continue to be a kid. And just remember, the next time you feel embarrassed about one of your hobbies, I'm a grown man who collects these Pokemon plushies, and I'm not embarrassed of it. Never be afraid of who you are, and don't be afraid to be a little nerdy. There's nothing wrong with it.